The region's splendor, which provides everything from exploring old forests to relaxing on undeveloped beaches with rainbow lakes and beautiful vistas, is reflected in the several well-known tourist spots in Southeast Asia. However, some regions of Southeast Asia are less accessible to the general public, giving visitors the freedom to explore both the region's well-known tourist routes and less-used back roads. Welcome to the channel, subscribe and let's dive into the warm waters of South Asia and see the top 10 places to visit. To make the most of one's visit to this area, it can take some time to select the top attractions to see. We've done the labor-intensive job for tourists by compiling a list of the top 10 tourism locations in Southeast Asia. Be prepared for a sensory assault. There are plenty of roaring motorcycles, scorching volcano summits, boiling rainforest temples, and fragrant markets in Southeast Asia. Yet we also adore it for its immaculate dunes, improbable islands, and pagodas that look out over lotus ponds covered in lilies. Here are the top 10 destinations in Southeast Asia, as chosen by you, from temples to tropical jungles. 10. Hoi An, Vietnam. Hoi An, which is located halfway along Vietnam's South China Sea coast, feels like a completely different universe. Hoi An, a remnant of the French, Portuguese, Japanese, and Chinese who previously traded here, is immersed in a zen-like connection with days gone by, unlike Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi, which have unholy obsessions with the motorbike. Its old town is framed by mustard yellow storefronts and divided by sinewy waterways. Its old town is home to everything from stop-clock tea warehouses to traditional tailors. The town center is a car and motorcycle-free zone, making it a cycling paradise. Follow the dozens of dilapidated routes from paddy paddies to temples and magazine cover beaches. 9. Siem Reap and Angkor Wat, Cambodia. Siem Reap, which is vibrant, disorganized, and intoxicatingly crowded, is contagious. Even in a city that will always be linked with the magnificent Angkor Wat temples, it's impossible to leave without having memories of its street life permanently ingrained in your mind. This is the city that, if ever there was one, looked fantastic on camera. Nonetheless, Angkor Wat and its galleried temples honoring gods and devils are what lure the people, and for good reason. Visit this area of ritual and pilgrimage, home to long-tailed macaques and monks in saffron robes, and then capture a sunset photo from the top of Phnom Baking Hill. But keep in mind that Angkor Wat is to Siem Reap what a child's first step is to an adult, only the beginning. 8. Bagan, Myanmar. Bagan is connected to a complicated history that requires a sharp mind to comprehend its origins. It is strikingly beautiful, despite having a few rough edges. It was established in the 2nd century close to Mandalay and covered the plains along the Irrawaddy River with more than 10,000 temples, pagodas, and monasteries, of which about 2,200 are still in existence. More perplexing still, before Aung San Suu Kyi, in the late 2000s, it was feasible to explore the country's largest stupas, including the 50-meter-tall Ananda Pato and the enormous Damayanji Pato, nearly totally by yourself. As a result of Myanmar's modern appeal, the country is now home to luxury bed and breakfasts with interiors that pay homage to Victorian literary icons Rudyard Kipling and George Orwell, as well as bucket list hot air balloons. 7. Chiang Mai, Thailand. The Northern Rose. Otherwise known as that, Chiang Mai is a name that is more than fitting. It's lovely, casual, and mellow, very different from the mentality of Bangkok and the hedonism of the south. You can find more stupas, chakra-balancing spas, and spiritual centers in the historic Square Mile Center, for instance, than you can burn ethically sourced, jasmine-scented incense at. The city is known for being the entry point to the Northern Hill tribes, elephant habitats, and prehistoric towns. You may bamboo raft down steamy jungle rivers in the Mesa Valley, walk into the cloud belts of the lush Doi Suthep and Doi Pui mountains, or meet the kind of colorful, friendly people that most tourists only see on postcards here. 6. Sapa, Vietnam. Vietnam devotees would be aware that this former hill station is the place to go for a whiff of Southeast Asian landscape that will change your heart. Developed by the French in the 1920s as a summer respite from the sweltering heat of the north, its popularity has soared recently, but the adventures are still dated. Spend the night in mist-covered hills, hike to tier-like rice terraces in the deep Muang Hoa Valley, or climb Mount Phan Xipang, Indochina's highest peak, and an unforgettable experience in the smoky morning light. 5. Bali, Indonesia. Having to constantly reinvent oneself is the one significant drawback of being in style. Bali gets better with age, which explains why. With cutting-edge 5-star hotels, innovative restaurants, and unconventional bars, the idea is layered like a layered cake. It is also the stereotypical beach and rainforest paradise that you were hoping for. Ubud, a spiritual wonderland of ancient canals, stilted gazebos, and pool villas situated in the center of island life, is the true bomb despite the coastline's world-famous surf barrels at Kuta Beach, Padang Padang, and Uluwatu. 4. Koh Samui, Thailand. The Grand Dame of Thai Islands, Koh Samui is graced with some of the nation's most renowned beaches, including Chaweng and Mae Nam, as well as clear waters, breezy palms, and a shoreline. The real Thailand is nearby, despite the fact that the congested 5-star resorts here appear to be shielded from the outside world. Take the slow boat to the limestone karsts of Ong Thong National Marine Park, a melancholy archipelago of 42 islands straight out of the pages of Alex Garland's best-selling novel The Beach, or have a southern curry served in a blow-it-down wooden shack at Fisherman's Village. 3. Borneo, Malaysia. On a puttering motorboat, you set off down the Kinabatangan River while a soft focus haze envelopes the dense jungle. The branches around you tremble from proboscis monkeys and ginger-haired orangutans, and the waterway leading to the vast riverlands of the fabled headhunters is just ahead. This is Borneo in a nutshell, an unforgivingly wild region full with exaggerated fauna and daring experiences. The tallest mountain in Southeast Asia, Mount Kinabalu, which is a 2-day challenge for ardent hikers, rises out of the jungle to the north of here. Spend the night at Laban Rata to catch the sunrise before starting the early morning ascent to the 4095 m high-lows peak. 2. Bohol, the Philippines. The Philippines' most popular travel destination is the pristine Visayas, which are situated in the middle of the nation. The sky is a blinding powder blue, and there is the same amount of sun and soul-stirring sea as in Palawan. The heart of this nugget-shaped island's bushy jungle, which is home to the world's tiniest monkey, the bug-eyed tarsier, and the Chocolate Hills, a hyper-realized geological anomaly of pyramid-shaped mounds, is what truly distinguishes it. 1. Luang Prabang, Laos. The most alluring city in Laos is an Indo-Chinese romance brought to life from a folktale, situated on a finger-like peninsula crowded with magician hat towers, goose houses from colonial times, and dozens of temples that are under UNESCO protection. More than that, it's a hipster river town with a contrast of bamboo huts and cocktail lounges, tea-covered slopes, and coffee roasters, overlooking the confluence of the Khan River as it curves into the powerful Mekong. There are numerous beautiful locations in Southeast Asia that can satisfy any traveler's preferences. This diversified area has enough to interest everyone, whether they are history buffs, nature lovers, or foodies. The top 10 tourist destinations in Southeast Asia that we have covered provide a window into the region's rich culture and history. These places provide one-of-a-kind experiences that you won't forget, from the ruins of Angkor Wat in Cambodia to the calm beaches of Phuket in Thailand, from the busy streets of Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam to the recognizable skyline of Singapore. The lush rice terraces of Bali, Indonesia, and the charming alleyways of Hoi An, Vietnam, offer the ideal respite from the bustle of daily life. The magnificent Mekong River in Laos and the beautiful limestone cliffs of Halong Bay, Vietnam, leave a lasting impression on visitors as examples of Southeast Asia's breathtaking natural beauty. A foodie's paradise, the region's cuisine is diverse and includes everything from the spiciness of Thailand and Malaysia's curries to the fresh seafood of Vietnam. For everyone who wishes to experience a rich and varied culture, magnificent scenery, and delectable cuisine, Southeast Asia is, in a nutshell, a must-visit location. There are countless other locations in this vibrant and interesting region of the world waiting to be discovered, and our top 10 Southeast Asian tourist destinations are merely the tip of the iceberg. Thanks for watching, follow for more.